Dave Gardy here for Maritime TV and TV Worldwide, covering the OilComm conference here in Houston, Texas. And I'm with Rick Hodgkinson, who is President and CEO of Galaxy Broadband Communications. Rich, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Dave, for having me.
Now, Rick, give us an overview of what Galaxy Broadband Communications does and who you serve.
Well, first of all, we're a solutions provider, and our focus is primarily remote locations. And when I'm talking remote locations, I'm talking in the very far north of Canada, and as far south as Texas. We do work in the Caribbean and all points in between. And our services are high grade, high value, high quality voice and data connections to our customers.
Now, what differentiates Galaxy from other internet service providers?
Well, I think most importantly, we care. I mean, it's a pretty simple thing, and it's not a lofty mission statement, but the fact is that our size as a company, our responsiveness, the ability to provide custom solutions to our end users puts us in a pretty unique position. And managed services, for an example, that's one of the key areas that we focus in, and that really means that we deliver a predictable service to our customer. And a lot of our competitors are best effort networks. We're not. We tend to focus on what the customer needs are. We listen to our customer, and once we understand what they're looking for, then we can deliver the best technology and for pretty affordable price as well.
Rick, you talked earlier about predictive service. Can you give us an overview of how that relates to the Galaxy value proposition?
Well, I mentioned earlier that the internet is difficult to kind of get your arms around, hands on, and most ISPs or service providers advertise speeds and throughput. Some offer what they call a committed information rate, but really to the buyer, what does that mean? I mean, what am I getting?
Right.
So what Galaxy tries to do is offer to our customers a predictable service, and we support that with an SLA, a service level agreement. And that means that if you're subscribing to us for a 1.5 megabit per second service or a 10 megabit per second service, that's what you're going to get.
Okay.
And we give that to you. You know what you're expecting. It's predictable. There's no surprises. And that's what predictable service is.
Now, Galaxy is one of the few hub operators for used technology. Why is that?
Oh, interesting question. Yeah, that's very true. You go around the show and you see a lot of service providers with different platforms, and very few of Hughes. We have a 10-year history with Hughes, dating back to 2003. And along the way, you build up support systems, you build up internal training, your staff are plugged into how the systems work. So when we opted to get into the enterprise commercial business in 2006, Hughes was a natural fit for us. And of course, it doesn't hurt the fact that they're the largest VSAT operator in the world. They've got excellent technology. They've got the most efficient technology for converting megahertz to megabits. So for us, it was an economic decision as well, and highly reliable, solid company to work for. And I always maintain, if you're going to tie your cart to a pony, make sure it's a good pony. And we're pretty proud of that decision, and it's working very well.
Now, from your perspective, the internet just isn't about email and surfing anymore, is it?
Oh gosh, no. We've seen an evolution over the past several years. If I date back 10 years, internet was there to save the company geologists from driving 30 miles to send a fax. And that's the reality in Canada, for an example. So internet and email access, surfing, that kind of thing has kind of opened the internet world for all of us service providers. But now the companies are looking for full motion video, full motion audio from the drill site. We know customers today will not turn a bit if they don't have an internet connection. And on the morale services side, which we do a lot of, providing services for the recreational aspect of the internet, we're seeing 60% video content. So the internet's being used by 60%. I should say the application most used is video, and that trend's going to continue. So yes, a dramatic change. But it's really important to make sure that your connection can support your need. And that's where our managed services comes in.
And we're happy to see that video change at TV Worldwide and Maritime TV.
I'll bet you are.
So from the perspective of an internet user, what would you recommend to people who are looking for reliable satellite internet connection?
Well, first of all, not every bit is the same. You can't compare apples to apples on that internet world as easily as you can shopping for a car, for an example. So really understand